fine. Let's just make sure everything's up and running. Man, YouTube's already up for once. Let's go. It looks like we're not going to have to restart YouTube like last time. Twitch also connected first try. That's honestly insane. New thumbnail. I'm trying this new style of thumbnail that's more minimalist, because I know a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, like minimalist thumbnails. So I'm trying a new minimalist thumbnail. Holy crap, that's a tongue twister as well. And I'm going to see how that goes. I'm also setting up all the stream information, you know, World of Warcraft stream, gaming, not entertainment. I mean, I guess technically gaming and entertainment overtwine. I don't know why there's two separate categories on YouTube, but it's fine. Be sure to like my own stream, because why wouldn't I like my own stream, man? You know, I mean, I like what this dude's talking about. This dude is just so handsome and sexy and has an amazing voice, so why wouldn't I like this dude's stream? But anyway, let's do this, dude. Let's do this. For those of you who were not tuned into last stream, for those of you who lived under a rock, last stream we basically finished the Dark Spear Revolution, or Dark Spear Rebellion, the Dark Spear Rebellion storyline. We completed every single quest except the extremely long weekly quest, and I was grinding out in the Northern Barrens. Well, I guess now it's just the Barrens. I was grinding out in the Barrens, right? Killing a bunch of dudes, killing all the core cron commanders, getting oil, lumber, and stone, and meat. There we go. Those four things, getting 150 of them. But it was taking too long, and I was getting kind of bored, so I farmed it off stream. And now if we go to our quest line right here, Battlefield Barrens, if you look, we have 150 lumber, 150 oil, 150 meat, and 150 stone. There we go. Exactly 150 lumber, by the way. Like, holy crap. 169 oil, 174 stone, and 186 meat. Let's make sure automate quest is off. Let's go turn it in, and this will wrap up the Dark Spear storyline. Finish out the weekly quest as well. Get a bunch of valor and stuff. How do you say his name? Hold on. Kitta Aeroch. Wow. Kitta Aerotusk chuckles to himself. I see you made a whole lot of cool cron heads roll for these supplies. Well, Mon, Fulgen was right to commend you. These supplies will be lasting us an entire week. And with that, the achievement goes right now. Dark Spear Revolutionary right there. Feat of Strength. We get a title. In fact, let's put on that title, because the Ambassador, we don't want that. Where is it? Dark Spear Revolutionary. All of the quests that are about to get removed during the escalation patch, they get removed on, I believe, June the 3rd. Oh, June the 4th. June the 4th is when you can no longer get this achievement. So hurry up and get this achievement, by the way. Dark Spear Revolutionary, the whole quest line probably only takes about 30 minutes. The grinding probably takes about 2 hours for the end. But then it's really easy. It's really rewarding. I really like the quest line. And we can buy either a pet, or can we even buy this without Brawlers Guild membership? I don't know which one I want. I think I'm going to go for the pet, because there's no guarantee we're going to get a Brawlers membership before all these NPCs, all these people get removed from the game. So I think we're just going to buy the pet for safety. And we can look at what the little pet looks like. Where is he? Pet journal. What's his name? Gazruki. Oh, no. Come back, bro. Okay, oh, there's an H. That's why. Gazruki. Something. Little Hydra guy. He's a play on Gazrika from Zul'Farrak, who drops a carrot on a stick. He's a little cool buddy. Look at him. But yeah, that was the whole quest line. I think I am going to farm. Oh, hey, we got this guy, man. Nobody is here. Well, welcome, by the way. I'm sorry about if I completely ignored you. Diablo King 1932. I'm not used to people coming into the stream instantly, right? I'm not used to people just coming in like that. But hopefully you're still here. Completely sorry if I completely ignored you, but welcome to the stream, by the way. You're right, I am hustling late at night, you know. It's 10:53 p.m. for my time. I don't know what time it is for you, but grinding away. And we just finished the probably about to be one of the rarest achievements in Miss Pandaria Classic. Probably. Eventually. Because when this gets removed from the game, I mean, it's a feat of strength, one of the rarest titles, and I'm glad that you're here. Hopefully you're still here. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, nobody is here because we ride solo. And also, it's one of my first streams. It's actually, yeah, I haven't streamed at this time in almost a year. The last time I streamed at this time was July, I think. And it's May 31st. So it's almost been a whole year since I streamed at this time. I normally stream way earlier. But yeah, welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're still here. Hopefully I didn't miss you. Just completely ignored you and then you left, but I don't know. But yeah, anyway, back to what I was saying. We have this here Black Prince storyline. We have to finish it. You know what I have right here? I completed and killed the Shah of Doubt, and I already grinded all the celestial tokens too. And I defeated the Shah of Doubt, so we should be done with most of the grindy quests. There should be way less grindy quests now in the Black Prince storyline, and we can just nuke this, right? We can just absolutely nuke through this story. Once again, some of the best stories we've ever seen. And we're gonna be gaming. We're gonna be absolutely destroying everything. Nothing's gonna stand our path, man. And it's gonna be insane. It's gonna be legendary. Well, yeah. Back to Miss Pandaria. Get away from Orgrimmar. Glad I've documented the Darkspear Revolutionary. I got a nice little pet, and let's do probably once again some of the best stories and some of the best quest chains and quest lines Blizzard Entertainment has ever made in World of Warcraft, man. Let's just do this, man. It's insane. It's amazing. I remember doing it, and we're gonna get a shot-touched weapon. I think a shot-touched helmet. And next patch, when Siege of Orgrimmar releases, we'll get the legendary cloak, which this is like the biggest thing you can do to prepare for Siege of Orgrimmar, is to do this quest line. Because this quest line takes a while, if I remember, all kinds of grinding, all kinds of hard stuff. And I did most of the grinding off stream, like I normally do. I know there's still a lot more, like we're gonna have to do a bunch more celestial dungeons, but I'm 502. I don't know if people are playing this late at night, but I'm sure we'll be fine. And we get to see some, I don't know if there's any cinematics, but there's like in-game cinematics, like when Rathian walks around. Black Prince, by the way. Rathian, Black Prince, same thing. And that'll be really fun to watch. So, let's commence.
Pandaria rages on.
Another bit of Pandarian wisdom. It is not failure we fear, but doubt itself. In facing our doubts, we gain great strength. Have you faced your doubts, Gandriel?
This war could
You
tear
have done
Azeroth
it.
apart.
Some put faith in the magic or steel, but in my experience, doubt is the most powerful affection one can sow in their enemies. Use it properly, and use it so your enemies cannot bring themselves to fight you.
Is there such a thing as
Yep, here we
righteous
go.
war?
We have really good, extremely good gem. I guess gem piece, I don't really know what it's called. I guess I'm gonna call it a gem. And you put it inside your gear, 500 intellect, absolutely insane. To put that in perspective, this, actually it's not that good, to be honest with you. I mean, it is really good, but like not as good as I thought it would be. I guess because this is 502 gear, and when this came out, I think the best piece of gear was like 450. But it's still a decent gem, especially because I don't have any gems in there. It's just a free 500 intellect. But let's see what Rathian says. Rathian's piercing red eyes fixate on you. You are among a rare breed, Gandriel. You are just what I'm looking for, an individual with the potential to shape events on a global scale. Come now, I promised you a reward, and you should have it. East of this tavern is a series of steps, leading up to a vista that the locals have named Mason's Folly. Meet me there.
Allow me to gather up my things, and I will meet you there.
Another thing that I really liked about Miss Pandaria that's not in Midnight, by the way. Midnight is World of Warcraft's recent expansion pack. Is that Miss Pandaria has voice acting on almost every single quest, whether it be a side quest or something else. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, Midnight, most of their quests and dialogue. Like they say the dialogue tree, like what Rathian said, the Black Prince in chat, you know, like the little bubble appears, but it's not actually voice acted. And that's what I don't like about Midnight. They need to get some voice actors in there, especially Blizzard. Blizzard has some of the best voice actors working for them in all of gaming history. Also, we're here. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Let's let the Black Prince talk. There we go.
I often venture out here to think the view is breathtaking. Would you agree?
Oh, I would agree, Rathian. Look at that.
Pandaria is indeed a jewel. Such beauty. It makes you want to protect her, yes?
Of course.
I feel the same way about Azeroth herself.
Hmm?
You have done great things, friend. I can assure you, this is but the beginning of our work together.
There you go. He's making the gem. The
Behold,
new 500
the
intellect.
power of the foes you've vanquished. And the wisdom of those you've outsmarted.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Here, the embodiment of the fear that you've conquered. May it now strike terror into the hearts of your enemies.
I will slay them all, Rathian.
Finally, a gift from me. Make no mistake, the Black Dragonflight lives on.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Beautiful.
There. My work is done. You can now greatly augment the power of any Shah-touched weapon.
I don't know where you get Shah-touch weapons from, though, actually. I didn't realize it was for a weapon only. Weird.
A new era has begun.
You have earned this, Gandriel. Use it well. Please understand, I mean to pay off my father's debts. I will stop at nothing to defend this world. In the future, if you are ever uncertain, you are welcome to question my means, but never question my motive. The safety of this world is my primary concern. Now then, let's talk about current events. And of course, we're getting the intellect one.
Pandaria,
Boom.
a land of
Chapter
mystery,
1.
history,
Done.
and
We're on to
opportunity.
chapter 2 for the Black Prince storyline.
We stand at the crossroads of history.
The Pandarian campaign is only beginning. We turn our attention now to the ongoing conflict between the Alliance and Horde. My contacts in Ravenhold tell me that the Alliance 7th Legion and a considerable Horde invasion force are on their way here, converging toward Pandaria's southern shores. Like it or not, Pandaria may soon become a battlefield. We are done here for now, but I want you to contact me when your fleet arrives. Then, together, we will spring into action.
We are just getting started, friend. Our greatest challenges lie ahead. But when war comes to
Y'all
these
touch
shores,
weapons.
you and I will be ready for it.
I'm not entirely sure how you get Shah-touch weapons. Hold on, let me go to the guy. I'm gonna go to the guy and be like, yo, dude, the Black Prince told me that Shah-touch weapons have this socket. Can I have a Shah-touch weapon so I can put it in there? Because like this is kind of useless without the weapon I want. Yeah, I'd like to buy from you. Pure Pearl of Purity? You can destroy a gem? Oh, okay, I don't want that. But I want this. This will give me 1,000 or 100% increased experience and reputation with the Black Prince. And I don't know, is this lockbox anything? Okay, that's just 9 gold. All right.
I'm kind of busy.
These
I have
Pandaren
no
question
ideas
everything. It makes you think.
how to get... Wait, what is it? Oh, okay. It's locked. I have no idea how to get a Shah-touch weapon. I'm assuming that's going to come later. I have no idea. You know, they give it to you because I remember it was cool. Like, it was a weapon. You first get a weapon that's really powerful, and then you get something else that's really powerful, and then you get something else that's even more powerful. You end up getting a new weapon, a new helmet, I think, and even a new cloak. But I don't know where it goes. I mean, if it is a shot touch weapon, it unironically might be worse than the weapon I have on right now, because the weapon I have on right now is equivalent to, I believe, normal Throne of Thunder. Normal Throne of Thunder is here. Let me show this as a visualization. This is Throne of Thunder. It goes in order. So this was the first raid, this is the second raid, this is the third raid, this is the fourth raid. So this is normal Throne of Thunder. The weapon would have came from probably Heart of Fear. It'd probably be Heart of Fear level quality. Maybe even Terrace in the Endless Spring. But that's a whole 2 or 1 raid tiers behind the Throne of Thunder. And the Throne of Thunder is like crazy good. Like this is like, there's a huge leap between the Terrace of the Endless Spring and Throne of Thunder. So I don't even know if it would be better, even if I do get the shot touch weapons. Now, oh, okay, I gotta go the Cursan Riles. I had to start the Alliance versus Horde questline. It's called, what's it called? Escalation? I believe it's Escalation. Or maybe it's a rival. Might be a rival. I don't know. It's one of those fancy patches. But now that the, I guess, lore, right? Now that the lore and it's more just me and you talking and looking, there's no longer me reading off a quest text. I guess I can start talking about what's happened in my life, right? So the last time you saw me was doing the Darkspear Revolutionary questline, right? But the Darkspear Revolutionary questline, there was all kinds of lore that had to be said. I was talking the whole time about World of Warcraft. I wasn't really talking about myself. I don't think I talked about myself once. So you guys are probably wondering what happened, right? Like, I streamed non-stop. I think I streamed 6 days in a row during the month of April, early April. And then I stopped. When the world needed me most, I vanished. And I stayed vanished all the way until now, May 31st. Almost a whole 2 months later, to be honest with you. Almost a whole 2 months later, and now I'm back to streaming. Well, what happened? I mean, I alluded to this many times, right? I alluded that May was going to be a busy month. But why was May going to be a busy month for me? You're probably wondering, like, what could possibly make May so busy? Well, for those of you who know, who've been really in depth with the King Alex Gilbert lore, really in depth with this YouTube channel live streaming, you would know I'm a high school student, right? I am a high school student, but most people probably don't know what grade I was in high school. Well, I'm a high school senior. And May was the busiest month by far. And I will tell you some of the events and some of the things I've done in the month of May, in chronological order, after I start these great quest lines. Well, let's do it. Starting with Scout Roka. You're just in time. The war chief is about to land. Once this site passes the inspection, the fleet will follow. There he is. Garrosh Hellscream. There he is, bro.
May dwell in Orgrimmar. This island will make a perfect coastal stronghold. Rakla, when the peons arrive, clear these trees and begin construction of the docks. Champion, you have been here for many weeks and know this land well. Come with me.
Yes, Garrosh.
Live by these
My
words.
war chief.
Loktar Ogar. Victory!
Oh, mage. I want to inspect this island and ensure that my landing has done the job. Bloodguard Gotash should be somewhere on the northern side of the island, looking for a suitable place to build our keep. The Goblin Survey team will have gone up the eastern coast in search of oil. Let us crush this pitiful display and claim this land for the Horde. Alright, let's just start nuking some Alliance noobs. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, I have been a high school senior this whole time, and the month of May was an extremely busy month. Probably the busiest month I've had in probably a year, to be honest with you. Like a whole year, this month of May has been the busiest month. Starting with, let's just say, May the 6th. May the 6th was Wednesday. One of my classes in school was a cybersecurity class. I want to go to college to get my major in cybersecurity. I want to be those guys in the movie, stopping the hackers, hacking the hackers, and then reporting to the FBI, CIA, NSA. I want to be the cool guy with the command prompts, you know, doing a million commands a minute, all those huge numbers, all those huge letters going across the stream and the screen. That's what I want to do. So, for the second semester, I left school, you know. I signed out, you know. I wrote my name on the piece of paper saying I'm signing out. I'm going to my internship. And there at my internship, it was an online digital internship. It was more like an online class. Now, what I do in that online class is I study cybersecurity, and I study one of its most famous certificates from a company called CompTIA. Or CompTIA, depending on how you want to say it. And CompTIA is one of the biggest, not just cybersecurity, but IT, computer information technology certificate lenders out there. All their industry certifications are accredited, and the government, private industry, everybody values them, right? And one of its most popular certificates and certifications is Security Plus. CompTIA Security Plus is an entry-level certification for people aspiring to do cybersecurity. It also fills a government standard. Like, apparently, if you want to work for the government IT, you have to be accredited with some type of certification on their website. And CompTIA Security Plus is one of the certifications that you can have to work with the government. So it's a big deal certification, right? You know, it gets your foot in the door for working with the government. It's recognized across private industry. It's one of the, it probably is the most popular certification out there for not just cybersecurity, but really just IT in general. So it's a huge deal. It's not just like some wimpy high school class, right? Like, everybody from 18 to, I don't know, 50 years old are going for this certification and taking the test and the exam. So I've been studying for this class since January. You know, I believe it was January 5th, or no, I think it was January 6th. I started studying January 6th, and I would do it for about an hour a day. You know, I boot up my laptop, I go to the, I guess, classroom, right? And I do assignments, I read up on knowledge, and I'd go through the whole 16 units, 1 hour a day for 4 months straight. 1 hour a day for 4 months straight. Now, I know that's not a lot, right? Especially for people that are in college, they're probably scoffing, right? Like, an hour a day, bro. I do an hour a day in my sleep, man. Like, I get it, right? An hour a day is probably not that much, but for me, it was a lot, right? Because I don't really want to flex, right? But learning, knowledge, all this stuff has came naturally to me. Now, all this stuff came naturally to me. I've never really gotten below a B minus, I don't think. I've ever gone below a B minus in any class. And I've never gotten below a 4.0 GPA. So I was a basically straight A student for the most part. Every once in a while I get a B minus, but it was basically all A's. Minimal studying, right? Like, most of the time I don't even study, but minimum studying, if I do study, probably 15 minutes tops, like, you know, just a quick run through right before the test. Everything came to me naturally. So going from that to foreign concepts, right? Because my school is a very rural school. My school is extremely rural. We aren't funded that well. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, it is still a very exceptional school, but funding wise, we're okay. And because of that, we don't really have state-of-the-art computers, right? We don't really have all this state-of-the-art technology to teach a technology class. Like, the only digital courses we've had on, like, technically computer science and stuff like that is a Microsoft Office course on how to do Microsoft Office. And that's fine, right? That's completely fine, and that's an important skill, but it starts there and it ends there. Like, there's nothing more. Like, if you're interested in Microsoft Office and computing in general and working on, frankly, really terrible lab computers, but you found enjoyment, you know, working with Windows and stuff, because we use Chromebooks. This is probably the first time that some of these people ever got familiarized with the Windows ecosystem, and maybe they really started enjoying Windows. That's it.
We're ready for work to
It's a shame, but we don't have any more computer classes. We don't have any more information technology classes. It is a real shame to say that. But not just that, I even went above and beyond, and I took an online computer science class. And in that online computer science class,
What are you doing here?
I
Shouldn't you be on your island?
really hated it, to be honest with you. It was really basic level. Basically, you would never use any of this. They taught me Scratch, right? They taught me Scratch coding. For those of you who don't know, Scratch coding is Microsoft's coding language that is only used to basically make games. It's the easiest type of language. Block, you just drag it over. It's really simple to grasp. It's like baby's first programming language. It's never used anywhere except within small studying sessions, and maybe you want to make a quick and easy game. But other than that, you don't use it. So I even went above and beyond and tried more computer science classes to try to get my knowledge there. So then when I took this CompTIA class, this CompTIA internship, I would be ready, right? But all these concepts were so abstract to me, right? They were talking about things like certificates and well, I know about encryption, but they were doing asymmetric encryption and symmetric encryption, Kerberos, Active Directory, all these huge terms. And each week, right, they would throw completely new terms I never even heard of before. And I am familiar with some things, right, like rooting and sideloading. This phone right here, this Google Pixel 3 XL, it's rooted, it's sideloaded. All by myself. I did it all myself. Rooted with Magix, running Lineage OS, Android 15, man. I did that all myself. I was familiar with some things. I know how to practically do some things, but other things, first time ever hearing it. I'm hearing it in such an abstract way, online, you know, going through the official CompTIA, I guess, online textbook, trying to figure out how all this works. And I'm sitting here, and I thought I was going to fail this exam because I just wasn't grasping it. And this is about week 2, right? This is about me on week 2. And at the end of each unit, I do about a unit a week. There's 16 units, 16 weeks. So I'm at, like, I think it's week 3. I was at week 3, right? And at the end of each unit, there's a test. You know, test your knowledge on that one unit. And I would consistently take those tests and get a D, a 60%, a 64%, a 70%. You can retake them as many times as you want, and the tests don't matter. The only test that matters is the end test. But it's still a good idea to take those tests to see if you understand what you know. And I was taking these tests, and I was failing them. Because in order to pass the CompTIA final test, you have to get an 83% or higher. And I thought I was going to fail. So I kept grinding, right? And I kept my nose to the grindstone. And more will be said
Is there such a thing
after
as
this.
a righteous war?
They're here. Rathian claps his hands and rubs them together excitedly. Oh, Gandriel. Things are about to get exciting.
The battle for Pandaria.
The measure of a leader. We've progressed into a new part of the Pandarian campaign. Your war chief aims to impress the Pandarian with the full might of the Horde military. He will lay claim to the resources of this land with or without Pandarian aid. I understand your leader's aim, but I really want to understand the war chief himself. What drives him, and where is the Horde ultimately going? I like to talk about this leader of yours.
These Pandaren question everything.
Let's talk.
Makes you think. Tong, something to eat, please. Garrosh Hellscream, war chief of the Horde.
This guy's in my picture. Are
He
you
did not
kidding me?
always command such
Okay.
power. On Draenor, he was a miserable wretch. The actions of his father hung heavy on his heart. I understand you, Garrosh. I know what it is like to bear the weight of your father's deeds. A warrior like Garrosh comes to power with something to prove. Your Horde finds itself at a turning point. This war will define you. What is the Horde? Is it an instrument of vengeance, hell-bent to carve out a future for its people?
I think so.
Is
I like
it
that one.
a refuge for those who need shelter, a commonwealth of the downtrodden,
No.
built for mutual support? Or is it an alliance of convenience, a confederacy of unlikely partners free to pursue their own agendas?
Maybe.
This is my question to you. What is the soul of the Horde? We will find the answers here in Pandaria. Show me what your Horde is made of, champion.
Boom.
Prove to me
Oh,
that
we're
your
not done.
Horde is worthy of ruling over Azeroth.
That was a mic drop moment. I thought he was done.
This war could tear Azeroth apart.
Like all great leaders, Garrosh has greatly extended himself. Just what is he? What? Oh, that's a period. My bad. Like all great leaders, Garrosh has greatly extended himself. Just what is he ultimately capable of? More important, what are you capable of? Fresh-blooded along the coast gives us opportunity to find out.
These Pandaren question everything.
My goal is an expedient end to this costly war. Prove to me that the Horde deserves to win. Show me your prowess on the battlefield. You are not fighting some abstract force like the Shah. You are fighting your enemy. Head on, eye to eye. Will you try him?
The battle for Pandaria.
And then I'm already
rages on.
done because I'm already revered with the Black Prince. I grinded out that question again.
Is there such a thing as a righteous war?
Get 1,600 Valor points? Oh, I don't know if I have that. Oh, okay, yeah, I definitely have that. Okay. Without warning, Rathion slices his thumb and presses it against your forehead. His blood burns to the touch, but rapidly disappears into your skin. There, my eye is upon you, Mage. I am watching. The Pandaren, like the Horde, value the concept of valor. There are many ways to prove yourself valorous on this continent. From daily tasks to defeat of the heroic enemies within their lair, I will let you choose your own course. Prove your bravery
This
to me,
war could
Gandriel.
tear
Do I not
Azeroth
have that?
apart.
Wait, what? Do I gotta get? Oh, do I have to do it from now? A test of valor achievement. Yeah, I have to do it from now, don't I? Holy crap, that's gonna take forever to grind out. Oh, is the search feature not in yet? Oh, that sucks too. I have to manually find it. It's probably in. It might be. No, general. Because I'm actually curious on where that is. Professions, reputations, scenarios, world events. It should be. It should honestly be maybe quests, but it's not in quests unless it's in Pandaria. But yeah, it's definitely not there. How's it not in general? I would have assumed. Valor, 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 valor. There's no way it's in dungeons and raids, right? Oh my god, it is. Dang it. Okay. Okay. We're gonna do a bunch of celestial dungeons.
Welcome rages back, champion of the Horde. How fares the battle along the coast?
Marvelous. Even in the midst of chaos and battle, you've proven that an individual can have impact. The Alliance buckles under the Horde's might, although their king refuses to break. I believe it's time for a more substantial challenge. Okay, so this is gonna be a while, right? So this is the grinding part. I guess we have to grind 1,600 Valor, even though I've already done that before, but it's fine. It's fine. We'll just do it all again. I don't care. But what we're going to do here, right, is we're going to talk about my CompTIA journey. So for those of you who are just tuning in, or maybe you've forgotten by now, I have been doing this CompTIA course, right, starting January. Every single day, I would leave school halfway throughout it's done. So I go to school for English class and study hall, basically, and then I leave. I do half days at school. And I would go for this online digital internship to this CompTIA people. And the CompTIA, they host certificates, right? Certifications. And these certifications are accredited. They're widely recognized both in the government, like it's one of the requirements, the Security Plus certificate that I'm working towards. It's one of the requirements to work in government as an IT guy with a computer. And privately in private business, it's very, very, very sought after as well. And the CompTIA Security Plus certificate that I was working towards, and the certification I was going to get, is probably one of their most popular certifications, especially one of their most popular certifications for entry level. But there was a problem, because my school was a rural school. My school was out in the country, not that much funding. It was a great school, amazing school, don't get me wrong. But their computer aspect, their technology aspect was sorely lacking because of the lack of funding. Computers are expensive, especially now with the RAM crisis. Especially now with the RAM crisis, am I right? At $900. Their 2 of RAM costs $900 because of AI, by the way. Completely butchered that joke, but it's fine. So I'm sitting here, and I know a decent bit of knowledge based upon my own experiences. This Google Pixel phone, for example, completely all mine, and I rooted it and jailbroke it and installed a custom OS, rooted it with Magix, and installed Lineage OS 15 on it. And rooting, sideloading, jailbreaking, all that stuff was in the CompTIA certificate and certification. So I learned some of this knowledge by myself, right? I learned some of this knowledge from my own, I guess, passions, you know, working with my phone, make my phone better, more optimized, making it my own way, customizing it, putting my own operating system on there, getting rid of the planned obsolescence. Because, for example, my Google Pixel 3 XL, the oldest, or the newest, technically, the newest operating system it can have on it, officially, is Android 12. But Android 16 is out. So, I took a liking to having the newest operating system, you know, newest security patches, newest features. And the only way you could do that with this Google Pixel XL is to root it, jailbreak it, and sideload a new operating system on. I guess that's the wrong terminology. It's technically installing a new operating system, but it's fine. You guys get the point, right? Or I could just buy a new phone, and I wasn't gonna buy a new phone. Like, Jesus Christ, I'm not gonna, what do you think I am, made of money? So I wasn't gonna do that. So I did that, and I enjoyed it. I quite enjoyed it. So the jailbreaking and rooting section of the whole CompTIA learning, that came extremely easy. I was familiar. I knew it both in theory, like in text and all the special terms, and in practice because I've actually done it before. But then there came stuff like encryption. Now I know what is encryption, right? It's basically, you know, you have the computer randomize the inputs and outputs of a certain file or anything really. And the only way you can personally read it is if you have a key, and then the key tells the computer to basically say, like, this variable is that letter, and eventually you'll be able to fully read it about what it's intended to be. So I know of encryption, right? But there were different types. You had symmetric, asymmetric, you had certain situations with private and public keys, and I will be 100% real. I'll be 100% certain right now. I still don't firmly grasp it. Like, I definitely know a lot more and a lot better than I did before. Like, for example, symmetric encryption, it is way faster to transfer things when it's symmetrically encrypted than asymmetrically encrypted. And the most secure way to do something is to encrypt it symmetrically, but use private keys for the endpoint and public keys when you're actually transferring it. I don't know. Like I said, I still don't really understand it. But when I was learning it, and this was like my first time ever in my entire life that I was coming across this information, right? This was my first time ever in my entire life that I was sitting down seeing some of these words. I don't even understand what they mean in theory, let alone in practice. And the CompTIA exam, they don't do in practice, right? It's all theory because it's entry level. They don't expect you to get on a computer and do all this yourself with an entry level experience. So you're supposed to know all in theory. But in practice really does help with in theory. So I'm sitting here and I'm just not understanding it. And this is the first time in my entire life that I ever really struggled, and I mean really struggled at something academically. I don't mean to flex, right? I really don't mean to flex when I say this. I'm just trying to get my point, to get my experience across. But I've never really struggled at anything academically. The lowest grade I had ever gotten in a class was a B-, and that was an art class. My lowest grade that I ever got in a, I guess, more traditional class was a B. I normally get a 93 or higher. My GPA is a 4.3, sourced from all the grades from kindergarten to 12. I didn't get my first B until freshman year of high school. None of this really ever struggled with me. I never really struggled with any class. Yeah, I mean, I thought some parts were harder than others, but I never really needed to study, right? The longest I ever spent studying was maybe 2 hours. But normally, I don't need to study whatsoever. Or if I do need to study, it's like a quick 15-minute overview right before the test gets handed out, just so it's fresh in my mind. I never really needed to sit, put my nose to the grindstone, and just go for it, right? That's just how I rock and rolled. That's just how my body was wired. And there, like I said, there were some points where I struggled a bit, but it was always short-lived, right? It was always short-lived, and I just moved on. Until now. Like I said before, a vast majority of this stuff in CompTIA Security Plus, I've never heard of, seen, or even accomplished in my entire life. And yet here I am struggling, and I mean struggling to try to have this make sense. I'm struggling to have this make sense. Like, what am I doing here? And I'm going through the motion. I'm doing my thing. And hold on. I got a problem. On my end. Got a problem. It's not working. It's OBS is stuck. OBS is frozen because my graphics card. Hold on, I'm gonna try to log out. It should have been back by now, but that's kind of concerning that it's not. Wait, I could. Wait, am I genius when I do this? The question is, am I genius when I bring it back? Okay, why it's not coming back? Uh-oh, it's not coming back now. Oh, wait. Hold on. No? Man, I hope this one graphics card error didn't just like absolutely mess up my experience playing this game. No, bro. Capture audio, that's what I want. Ah, crap. I don't want to reboot the freaking game because that costs work. Ow. Come on. Okay, we're gonna reboot the game. Maybe I should have Battle.net up in the background then, for when this happens. For some reason, my graphics card randomly dies while I'm streaming. And I mean randomly. My graphics card just randomly dies while I'm streaming. Has to reload the entire World of Warcraft continent. And everything I'm seeing. Like, it's a whole graphics reset. Kind of like when you do... I forgot what the control is. I think it's like Alt Shift R or something, and it refreshes your graphics card drivers. That's what it does here. But there we go, it's coming up again. Yeah, I'll know to do that. That was the first time this happened. I don't know, like it's some weird update either with World of Warcraft, my graphics card drive, that hasn't happened. On my side, it takes about, I don't know, about 10 seconds. It's like X-Ray in Minecraft, everything comes back slowly. But then it's good on my end, but I guess it holds up in the OBS, and then it obviously OBS is sending what it sees to Twitch and YouTube and all these other platforms. Let me make sure it's working. Yeah, okay, it's working, we're good. Okay, so back to what I was saying, right? So I'm sitting here, and I am trying to study and grind out this CompTIA stuff. But we're moving, right? There is 16 units. There is about 18 weeks of school. And I wanted to get this done before the end of school. I wanted to get my certification at the end of school. So I did about a unit a week. And at first, it was simple stuff, right? It was like gap analysis. Never heard of it before, but it's basically using a standard National Institute of Technology or something like that framework against your framework to see gaps in the system. I thought that was really cool. Really easy to figure out. Never heard of it before, but really easy to get and understand what they're saying. But then next week they talked about encryption and all that hard stuff, about sending in private keys and public keys I still don't really understand, but I kind of know of. Then they talked about operating systems and Linux commands, consulting, and all the different ways you can break into a user account, like dictionary breaches, and then you have to do like access control lists to make sure people don't breach in, and all kinds of stuff, right? All kinds of stuff. I can't speak about everything that I learned in CompTIA because we're moving fast, right? And there's all kinds of stuff that is so hard to remember exactly everything, but like if you tell me, I can probably give you a rough synopsis of what it is. So I'm moving like really fast, right? I got about a week per unit, and I'm trying to get all this stuff that I've never even seen before, never even heard of before. Because the difference between this and school, right, is like when you're doing math, you know, ever since kindergarten, you were doing 1 + 1 = 2. Then in second grade, you were doing 5 + 5 = 10. You know, it was building, compounding onto each other. Here, it's like I'm getting thrown in the deep end. I'm seeing this stuff for the first time ever, and I'm moving as fast as lightning, right? I'm moving. I'm trying to get this stuff out of the way before the end of school. The pressure was on, and I thought I was going to fail. I thought I was going to fail this exam when I got to the end. And you may be wondering, well, why? What honestly was wrong there that you thought you were going to fail? Well, at the end of each unit on CompTIA's official textbook, the thing I was using to read up on and try to figure out how to, I guess, learn incredibly fast, there is this test you can take. And it's about each unit, and it basically hits the main points of each unit. It gives you questions. It's all multiple choice, you know, 4 answers, standard multiple choice, with a extremely long, convoluted question, by the way. Like, the questions are extremely long and convoluted for, like, no reason whatsoever. But it is what it is, I guess. And it's supposed to simulate the real exam, but in bite sizes for units wise. So I'm sitting here, and I'm taking these unit exams, right? And remember, I'm the guy who's used to seeing 90s, 95%, 100% on their tests, right? At worst, an 80% on a test. Well, I'm taking these unit tests for the first time, right? And I'm struggling too. Like, I'm feeling really unconfident going through these tests and going through these multiple choice questions, something I'm not used to. But then I get done, right? I believe the first unit test was 12 questions. A really quick multiple choice test. Probably took me about, I don't know, we'll say 15 minutes. It probably took me about 15 minutes to read and try to figure out. And I hit the submit, and it's grading my test. And they have like this really cool, I guess, logo while it's grading. It's a calculator and it's spinning. And it takes a while to grade. I don't know if it's because my Chromebook was garbage. I was doing this on my school Chromebook, and like I said before, our school funding, not that good. And because it was not that good, our Chromebooks were pretty trash. So I'm just watching this thing spin, you know, tensions at a all-time high. Even though these unit tests literally don't matter. The unit tests are optional. They're recommended to take, obviously, so then you can have a grasp and understanding of the unit that you're learning. So I'm obviously doing them because they're recommended. But the stakes are literally as low as you could possibly get. But it doesn't matter because, like, my heart's pumping. I'm like, oh my god, what am I going to get? What am I going to get? The calculator's spinning. The calculators just keep spinning. And then it projects it. Boom. 64%. Probably like a, I don't know. Like a 7 out of 12 probably. I don't know. I remember it being 64%, but I know that's not how the percentages work out. It might have not been 64%. It was a D. I know it was a D, so it was probably a 7 out of 12. I got a D. I failed. In order to pass the CompTIA exam, like the final exam where it covers everything, you have 90 questions over all the units, all 16 units, and all this possible stuff you learned. In order to pass the CompTIA exam, you need to get an 83% or higher. And I just got a 64 on the first unit test I took. Mind you, like I said before, I'm used to seeing 100s. I'm used to seeing 90s. I'm used to seeing at worst, right? At worst an 80 on a test. And I got a 64. It wasn't my first time failing a test, right? Because I have failed tests before. You know, I'm not perfect. I'm not a genius. I'm not Albert Einstein or anything. But it did sting that, like, the first time I ever took a single test on the certification, you know, the real world type IT stuff to see if I'm cut out for this, because this is entry level as well, right? See if I'm cut out for IT, and I got a 64%. A 64%. Like, that shredded my confidence, honestly, and I thought I was gonna fail. Like, it kind of sent me into a spiral. I'm like, oh my god, why did I do this? And really, failing, right? Once again, failing's super low stakes. I'm a high school student. I can always pivot. I'm not even doing this as my major yet. I'm in high school. I don't even have to pivot my major. I've invested, the only thing I've invested in is time. The internship is paying for all my costs, right? Because they have this program through the Department of Education. Basically, they fund the whole thing. Because the Department of Education wants people to get jobs, I guess, and, you know, be prepared to go into the workforce and stuff, you know, be prepared after high school without going to college. And I'm thinking, oh my god, am I not cut out for this? Am I stupid? Am I the biggest idiot on the planet? Because this is the first unit test. And I'm failing. And I thought I grasped it. Like, when I first was like, went through it, right? Because you can take the unit test at any time. So I took my time and I enjoyed. Wow, okay. That was from what the dude said. I took my time and I sat through and I made sure I got all the points in my head. I made sure I understood everything, and I took the test. And I took the test and I was feeling confident. I was like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to take this test. I'm ready to take this test. I'm going to take this test. I'm going to win and I'm going to feel great. And then we're going to move on to the next unit. And then slowly but surely, as I went through each question, I lost confidence. I lost motivation. But I kept at it. I kept at my normal study routine. You know, I didn't really study that much. I probably did about 2 hours a week. I did the second unit test, you know, going through the second unit test. Harder than the first unit, obviously. More complex. I don't know if it was talking about encryption. It was talking about something. I don't exactly remember. But once again, stuff I wasn't familiar with. And I go through that. Another failure. And then I did week 3. And another failure. And at this point, like, I'm actually kind of stressed out. I am. I'm actually kind of stressed out. I'm like, holy crap. Something's not clicking. I'm not understanding what's happening. I don't know what's going on. I need an intervention. There needs to be some type of intervention. We need to sit down and pull myself together, because if we don't, I'm never going to get the certification. I'm never going to get the thing I want. And I took that to heart. So what I did is I put my nose to the grindstone. I never really learned how to study, right? I didn't need to study. I didn't really need to study, so why would I learn how to study, right? I mean, the best thing I've ever done for studying was just looking over my notes real quick to get familiarized with the terms. But I sat down and I read. I reread. I didn't watch any YouTube videos, but I tried to like apply it in my head. I did these like little labs that they set up for me to like do in real time, try to get some real experience. I didn't, my personal opinion, I didn't really like the labs, but I could see the appeal of them. And I did those labs. And I tried to make sure I understood what I did. And for example, my day started on a Monday and I grinded for an hour. Tuesday, another hour. Wednesday, another hour. Thursday, another hour. Friday, I take the exam. I take the end unit exam. And I went back in time. I went to unit 1. And with my new study schedule of 1 hour to study every single day, 5 hours a week studying CompTIA, I passed my unit 1 test. I passed again. And this stuff was still hard, but it was slowly clicking with me, right? And I, trust me, I did hate it, right? I don't like studying. I don't like sitting down in a chair, sitting down in front of my laptop, trying to study, trying to think. Like, I don't really like doing that stuff. I like results. I like actually doing the end result. I don't want to prepare. You can over prepare, you can under prepare, but you don't really know until you actually take the test. So I wasn't really enjoying this process, right? But it was necessary. And I was pushing through it, and my test scores, I just started passing, right? They just started going up. And like I said, it was hard because each unit would send in more stuff, right? Each unit would send in more things. It would send in more challenges. We're moving extremely fast, right? All this information, new concepts every single week almost. Barely any familiarity. And I thought I was getting better until I hit some more harder spots. And I started, like, I would almost pass, right? I would get a 75 or I'd get a 76. And I tell you, getting a 75, getting a 76 is honestly almost worse than getting a 60. Because then what I like about the CompTIA exams is you can go back to the questions you answered and it tells you what question you picked, why it was wrong, and why the question that they have as correct is correct. But then looking through it, I can see myself looking back and I'm like, oh my God, I didn't read this one word, and this one word made it obvious that it was this correct answer and not the answer that I picked. And you look at that, right? And one small mistake was the reason why I failed today's exam. And that kind of demoralizes you, right? Because then you're like, oh my God, all I had to do was literally take a singular second longer on that question to register, you know? Like, because the fatigue hits you while you're taking the test, right? Like I said, there's really long paragraph form questions asking you a large majority of stuff that honestly doesn't really matter. I'm sure you've all seen those type of questions before. But here I am, right? Here I am, sitting down, kind of ashamed, kind of disappointed that I let the question trick me up, and I instead got bored and I just clicked the answer that I thought would be most appropriate and moved on. And that ended up costing me. So I did something different. I did. And this is what I did that was different. Instead of just taking the F, right, and then moving on and trying again maybe tomorrow, I made a whole day. Friday was a whole day dedicated to taking the test. Because like I said before, even when you fail, there is valuable information. Even when you fail, you get valuable information from taking the test because you get the answer that you clicked, and then you get the answer that was correct. It tells you why. And to be honest with you, there is some reusing of questions every single time you retake the exam. Like, there's not an infinite number of questions. They have to reuse them eventually. So some muscle memory kicks in, some memorization kicks in, but also some reasoning kicks in as well, and you end up understanding more, and you end up just ultimately getting smarter. So what I did is I sat down, I just grinded this test, right? I grinded the unit tests where I failed, and I just go until not only that I passed, because the passing is 83%, but I went until I got a perfect 100. Sometimes it was really fast. Sometimes it was first try, right? Sometimes I really understood this unit, got 100 first try. Sometimes it took a while. I think the longest that it ever took me was 8 tries. And approximately, they take about 15 minutes to complete, right? So sometimes this takes me longer than an hour. This takes me like an hour and 30 minutes. Like, this stuff takes me a while. But I kept going, right? Fatigue started hitting around probably late March, early April. Because I've been doing this stuff, right? I've been studying all these concepts, rapid fire pace, new concepts every single day for an hour a day, grinding these tests. And yes, I am getting this stuff right. Yes, I'm getting this stuff right. Yes, I am improving. But I wasn't really getting anywhere. I didn't really have anything to show for it. It's a marathon. It truly is. It's a marathon of knowledge. And I was starting to get fatigued. And with that, my studying habits ended up slowing down. I ended up getting more lax with my study habits, less aggressive. You know, like if I didn't get 100%, but I got like an 80%, you know, or no, if I didn't get 100%, but I got a passing grade, 83%, I just move on, right? I didn't really want to get the perfect. Oh, you know, darn, I got this answer correct. I missed it because I didn't read that one word. I would have ended up getting 100% anyway. Let's move on. That type of stuff. I ended up getting more lax. And by the time that it was, let's see here, by the time it was, I believe, April 27th, I was done. I did all 16 units, right? I did all 16 units, all 16, I guess, study sessions. I'm ready to take the final exam. So what CompTIA has, what CompTIA has, is at the end of all the units, right? At the end of all the units, you have the definitive practice exam. It is exactly like the official exam. You sit down and you have 90 minutes to answer 90 questions about all the stuff you've been learning for 4 months straight. It's a free-for-all. They can ask anything. You know, they may ask stuff that you're really familiar with. They may ask you some hard questions. It is your, it's basically on you if you pass it or win or not. And you may get a really easy exam. You may get a really hard exam. Who knows? And these exams took forever. You know, you have 90 minutes to do them. I don't think I ever took the full 90 minutes, but it took me like an hour and 15 minutes to do these exams. An hour and 15 minutes of full concentration, right? Full concentration studying. Like, this isn't any wishy-washy studying, because like, I'll be 100% honest. In all my studying, I was never 100% concentrated, right? Like, I would be basically there, right? But every once in a while I would like zone out, or I like look at something else for like 10 minutes, or like relax, right? Get some time to recharge. But for this, you had to sit down and be on. You had to sit down and be active. You have to sit down and be ready for a whole 90 minutes long. Probably at least an hour, because like I said, you could finish early. And so I did this, right? I sat there and it was a struggle. The struggle was real, trying to stay focused, because, you know, that leaves 90 questions, 90 minutes. That leaves about a minute a question. You can't have as much dilly-dally time. You gotta move, because if you don't move, right? If you don't get that dilly-dally, you need to like, you basically have to make up time somewhere else. You have to answer other questions faster. So it's better to just focus the whole time. And it's a struggle. The struggle is real, but I was doing this every single day because that was my new study session. Because I will say, despite all my efforts, right? Despite all my studying, despite all my new methods, despite everything that I've been doing for 16 months straight, you know what I got on my first exam? You know what the percentage I got on my first final practice exam?
You are most welcome.
I got a whopping 64%. And that shattered me, right? Because this here exam is supposed to be exactly, well, not exactly, but like basically the closest you can get to the official CompTIA Security Plus exam. And I'm out here, the first time I ever taken it, all the studying, every single, like 16 weeks of my life, an hour a day. And all I could show for it was a whopping 64%. Now, I could go back, right? I could go back and try to restudy the units and try to restudy what I went wrong. But instead, I opted to do my last study session where I just keep retaking the test. I just keep retaking the test as my answer to studying. Because like I said before, the test, when you get something right, it's like, hey, this is right. Good job. You got it right for this reason. Don't pick any of these other reasons because they're wrong for this reason. Or if it's like, hey, you picked this answer is unfortunately wrong. Pick these answers instead because this answer is correct. I mean, it is an excellent way to study. And with a huge 90 question base, there isn't that much reusing questions. Yes, are you still going to get reused questions? Of course. But you're not going to get as much reused questions as other... Hold on one second. There we go. As other questions, or I guess exams with 15 questions.
Of your travels.
So you end up learning, and slowly but surely, you know, it's April 27th, I got 64%. Then I think I got like a 69, 74, 64. I started getting worse again. I got like an 83, first time I ever passed on that Friday. And then I'm still doing it Monday. I got an 83, and then I got like a 70. Ooh, that was a failure. But then Wednesday was my day. I scheduled Wednesday from when I started the exam. I scheduled Wednesday, May the 6th, to take the real official exam.
Stay focused.
And so I did one more in the morning. I did one more practice exam just to get it fresh in my mind. And then I left the house. I drove like an hour and 30 minutes away from my house to this, I guess, testing center because I didn't want to do it online because I heard a bunch of horror stories of the AI agent they use to make sure you're not cheating, flags them incorrectly, and then you just lose out on your opportunity to pass the exam. And for people, the CompTIA Security Plus exam is $425, so then you also lose $425. Luckily, like I said, my internship was paying for me to do my exam, but they're only paying for me technically twice. But if I end up cheating, they'll probably revoke it. So I didn't want to go through all that hassle, so I just went to the in-person testing site, a whole hour and 30 minutes away from my house. Long adventure, long grind. But I got there, you know, I was like, yo, what up? I'm Alex. And I just went to say hello. They took my picture, and I just went and ready for the CompTIA exam. I sat down in front of this like super old computer that looks like it was made in probably the 2000s. And they booted it up for me, and they're like, you want the timer? And I'm like, yeah, of course I want the timer. They're like, yeah, some people don't want it. And I'm like, yeah, I can see that, but you know, it is what it is. I want the timer. And I sat there for 90, well, actually, I don't know if it was 90 minutes. I think the actual in-person exam was shorter than that. I think it was only 75 minutes. I don't remember. And I think it was, yeah, it was only 76 questions for me. But I sat there and I did them all, and I'm not allowed to say, not allowed to talk about the questions, so I won't talk about the content of the questions. But I will say, yeah, it was pretty familiar to the, I guess, practice exam, other than a few deviations, but overall it was fine. And then I got to the last question, right? I'm double checking, I'm triple checking all my questions, right? I finished the exam with about, I think, 30 minutes to spare. So I go through the whole exam again from 1 to 76. I'm doing the whole exam again, just making sure that my answers are correct. And then I click it. Are you sure you want to submit? Yes. It takes me to this, I guess, screen where you can go back and do the original questions again. Like if you flagged any if you bookmarked any to come back for later, or if you just want to go to any of the questions without spamming the arrow to the exact question you want to do. I didn't want to do that. So then I said, are you sure you want to submit once again? I clicked yes. And it said one last time, are you 100%? I didn't actually say, are you 100% sure? But it's basically saying, are you extremely sure that you want to do this? Because there is no going back, man. So if you click that one last time, we're going to submit it. And I just said, yeah, bro, go for it. And I clicked yes. And it submitted. And then I was like, this is when I either realize I'm going to pass or I'm going to fail. It's loading because, like I said, once again, this is a really old computer made from the 2000s. So it's loading. It's loading. I got my eyes covered. I slowly open my eyes, and it's a survey. I thought I was going to get my test results. Instead, I got the results for a survey. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. And I end up doing their survey. They had a time limit on the survey. I have no idea why. I guess it's so you don't just waste their time, like sitting in the office room and office chair for that long. But I did the survey, you know, I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to talk about the survey or not, so I'm just not going to talk about it, but it wasn't anything special. It's just a standard run-through survey. And I got to the end of the survey, I'm just like, hey, yep, are you sure you want to submit your answer to the survey? I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. And I submit the answer to the survey, and then boom! Out of nowhere, the result just came up. So I guess like they hid the results to my test behind all the surveys, which was stupid, but it is what it is. And then it came up, and they just saw big caps lock PASS. I passed. My score 787. Score required to pass, I believe 750. And remember, you need about an 83% to pass. That's what the score means. It's from 0 to 900. So I guess that's how they do it. And the 750 is an 83%. So to put that in perspective, I got 787. I probably got about, I don't know, an 87%, give or take a couple of percent. So I was just ecstatic, right? I'm like, yes, man. Yes, I wasn't actually yelling or saying anything because it's a quiet test zone, right? And you're still basically testing, right? Even though I have my results, I'm basically done my test. You're still under their rules while in the test play. So I just start yelling and being like, yes, and start emoting and stuff. They'll probably like take away my results because they'll think I'm cheating or something. And there's still people next to me. Well, not next to me, but in the same room as me, taking the test, so that'd be disrespectful to them as well. I want to respect their test taking. It's like in my mind, I'm just like, yes, dude. And then I get up, I motion towards the door. The dude unlocks it and lets me go, and I'm like, thank you. He prints off the basically what I saw but printed version of my test results and my little picture next to me. And he did. I don't think he looked at it. I don't think he looked at my test score, but I passed and I felt great. And that was a whole 4 months, from January the 6th to May the 6th. 4 whole months of the hardest stuff of my life, and I became certified. Security Plus certified. Like I said, private industry, highly accredited. Government, you're required. You are required if you want to touch a computer in the government to get some type of certification on their list, and Security Plus is on there. So both in the government and in the private sector, everybody wants a, one of the premier entry-level cybersecurity certification certificates that you can get. And I got it as a high schooler, not even having my high school diploma yet, a high school senior. I felt great. I felt ecstatic. And to be completely honest, I haven't used it at all yet. I haven't used it at all in the slightest, but I do have it. I've had it now for almost a month. It'll be a month and I guess 3 more days. And that's great. And I felt great.
Come speak with me.
And that was
Goodbye.
the
Keep the
first
peace.
event of my
Goodbye.
busy month in
Stay
May.
focused.
Because I was doing a whole culmination of all my events, right? Because like I said before, I'm a senior in high school. I'm a senior in high school. So this was the first big test I was about to take. This was the first big thing I was about to do. Ah, what the crap. So what was next, right? That was the first thing that occupied my time. Making sure I was prepared to take this CompTIA Security Plus exam. That was May the 6th. 2 days later was my school's awards day. And this is when they announce all, and I mean all, of the local scholarships, academic rewards, GPA stuff, all that great stuff. That's when they announce all that amazing, fantastic things. They announce it here on awards day. So, oh, and we put on our gowns. We don't put on our caps yet because I don't know why we don't put on our caps. But we put on our gowns. We're in our nice graduation gear. We walk the elementary and middle school. We sit down for awards day at the high school. We get called on it for awards. I didn't win a single scholarship, by the way. I'm still envious about that, but it is what it is, man. You can't really fix any of that stuff. But basically, it was just a fun day. Fun day to get all my awards. I did win awards, obviously, because like I said, my grades are phenomenal. I won summa cum laude. That was for having above a 4.0 GPA. My weighted GPA was, I believe, a 4.268 at that time. Or not, yeah. But yeah, 2 points. Yeah, my weighted GPA was about a 4.268. So I had summa cum laude for having above a 4.0 GPA. And I had like a few other things. Like I proved my SAT score, or I proved from my PSAT score. So they had an award where if you go up 100 points in either language or math from your PSAT to the SAT, you get an award. And the PSAT is just to practice SAT, and the SAT is like the stuff you use to get in college. I guess I improved 100 points, so I got something there. I got my local key club thing. I volunteer at the local key club, and that's just a volunteer program. I did 52 community service hours, so they recognized me for that. And there was one more thing I got an award for. I don't really remember. Oh, they announced my CompTIA Security Plus thing. I literally emailed my guidance counselor. I'm like, hey, sorry for the extremely late notice, but is there any way I can get my CompTIA Security Plus announced during awards day, please? Because I just got it a couple of days ago. And then she said, heck yeah, man, we'll announce it. So then I also got that announced. There's something else, but I don't remember. So that was awards day, you know, just a nice little fun day for the 8th. Making sure I had all my ducks in a row for awards day. Then this whole week was basically just making sure, like this was my last full week of school, the week of the 11th. This was just making sure all my grades and everything was in order. I made sure I had all my assignments in order before I graduated high school. The 16th was my college orientation. That took all day. I have my class schedule now. I toured my college. You know, I had my speakers, like all the important people at college go through their slideshow, and I met some of the people that are going to college with me. I met my cybersecurity head person, I guess, my academic advisor. That's who they are. I met my academic advisor, and overall, a pretty nice day, pretty fun day. I quite enjoyed it. You know, I guess a thumbs up approval for me. It took a really long time. We got up at 8 and it finished at 4. And remember, I'm used to taking half days at school because of my CompTIA amazing adventures. So I'm out here extremely tired, extremely exhausted, having a full day. An even longer day at my college than at my high school. So it goes on, right? You know, it just keeps going on. And I got my schedule. I basically am ready to go to college. I got my little ID, my photo ID with my picture they're going to use for college, which is kind of crazy. The picture that's going to be on my ID for college is actually prior to before I actually graduated high school. Like, my graduation pictures are going to be older than my college photo that's going to be used for all 4 years of my college, which is kind of crazy when you think about it.
Yes, we go.
So I went through all of that, right? And this was not my first time, right? This was definitely not my first time going to college. I mean, I've been to my college multiple times. I live extremely close to my college. In fact, my college is a closer drive than my high school. My high school, I have to go on the highway. It's about a 15-minute drive to get to my high school. My college, it's about 7 minutes. It's so nice. So I've been to my college multiple times. In fact, if any of you haven't seen my cardio / running progress series on the elliptical, that's where I work out. Like, that's like the elliptical, all those machines and everything in the background, or when I show you the pictures that I post on my community page, all of that, and I mean all of that, is from my college, because I get in there for free because I'm a dual credit student, because my high school is paired with my college to do dual credit classes. Then I can also use their gym for free. I go there every single day, basically. I go there every single day to grind out on the elliptical, to grind out on the gym, to grind out, you know, just becoming the best version of myself. So I've been there multiple times. I've done tours. I've done individual tours. I've done tours at my school. There's been tours everywhere. I've done this all the time, basically. It wasn't my first rodeo. I even heard the same exact presentations at my college. But overall, it was an important day. I got my schedule. They tried to sign me up for an online calculus class. I shot that down immediately. I'm like, why would you sign me up for online calculus? You goobers. So that immediately changed. I'm going to take online. Or I'm not going to take calculus. I'm going to take calculus not in the fall semester, but in the spring semester. So it's going to be 2 years since I've gone without doing a single math class. I'm sure that's going to be great, by the way. I'm so excited for that. We're jumping into calculus first, too. That's going to suck. So there's that. But then also, I fixed up my schedule, you know, getting it to be personal, like myself. I talked to my academic advisor. I really do like my academic advisor. 10 out of 10 so far, right? I mean, I haven't had her for any classes or had her for any like real college stuff, but overall, I'm quite enjoying it. And so that was the 16th, getting together my college visit. The 19th, or the 19th, yeah, the 19th. Wait, oh, I need to sign us up for. Are we signed up for? We don't have a tank. The tank just left. Like, what? Oh my god, we don't have a tank. Bro, how do we not have a tank for this dungeon? And who pulled? Okay, but anyway, the 19th was my official last day at school. That was it. I would go to school on the 19th and I would never return except for graduation itself. I took my finals, I took my class, my one class, because the other half of the day was study hall. Remember, I was doing half days for my CompTIA thing. That didn't drop off even though I got the certification. So I took my finals and then I had graduation practice. And you know, if you don't do graduation practice, you don't walk. So I had to stay at the high school for even longer to go through graduation practice, go through senior superlatives to see, you know, who's the most likely to be famous. That's me, by the way. I was voted most likely to be famous. So hey, it's fate, man. I'm gonna be famous one day just because my high school said so. I'm most likely to be famous. It is what it is. But I was voted most likely to be famous, most memorable laugh, and most talkative. All those 10 out of 10. Very, very, very accurate. So we did senior superlatives, you know, last time that we're together as a class in a school setting. And then we did graduation practice, you know, don't really have anything to say. I mean, it was extremely boring. It wasn't just kind of boring, it sucked. But, you know, it is important because if you don't do graduation practice, then you're sitting there like an absolute buffoon. You're sitting there like an absolute imbecile because you don't know what you're doing because you never practiced it. So I can see why you want to do graduation practice, and I can see why it was required. And then I left that day on Tuesday. to never return. And then Wednesday, my school required me to do a job shadow. So I had to job shadow, and I had to set it up. You know, they don't set up the job shadow. I had to do it all myself. So what I did was I just called up. Well, I didn't call him up. I emailed him. I emailed my IT director, and I was like, hey, I would like to do a job shadow under you. My school required, or I didn't even say my school. I just said the school because, like I said, it's my IT director. We work at the same school. I guess I'm a student. He's an actual worker. I just said, hey, I'm doing a cybersecurity thing. I've already got my CompTIA certification, and I'm just really interested in doing IT. Do you mind if I job shadow you tomorrow? And he's like, yeah, sure, just come on by. I'm like, frick yeah, man. Frick yeah. I didn't actually say that. I just said, okay, see you then. Then we went there and we job shadowed, or I job shadowed him. And I quite enjoyed the process, honestly. Really did enjoy it. It was really interesting. A lot of this stuff flew over my head because, like, this dude was the IT director who's been at the school for 10 years. So he had a decade of knowledge, and he had all the knowledge prior to that. So he was saying some complex stuff, right? He was saying some absolute complex stuff that I never even heard or seen before in my life. And like, I will say he tried his best to teach us. And I will say, honestly, pretty well job teaching me. Some of it kind of stuck. The other part of it, I was really confused. And I was like, what the crap are you talking about, dude? But I didn't say that because I was like, you know, in college, I'll understand this more deeply. This is just the first initial exposure. So we went through that, right? And at the end, he got me a nice USB drive with a few of the programs that he highlighted. Like, there was VirtualBox. He helped us make a virtual machine, which I've done before. A virtual Windows 10 machine. He put a Windows 10 ISO on there. There was also Cisco, something about Cisco and networking there. I haven't looked at it yet because, like I said, I've been incredibly busy. But that was that day. That was Wednesday. Thursday, I was free. Thursday was the official last day of school for everybody except seniors. But I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to do a single thing. So I didn't. I didn't do a single thing. And then Friday was the first day of summer for everybody except seniors. You know, like I said, seniors' first day of summer was Thursday. So once again, nothing to do. Saturday, I had to move my good old truck. You know, I call him Big Red. And Big Red, we'll just say he's broken. Big Red engine, you know, the thing that makes the car go. It's a 2007, I think, GMC Sierra flatbed truck, dually. Runs on gasoline. And it has 318,000 miles on it. I inherited it from my grandpa who died last year. And it was not good moving that thing. The engine was blown. You drive it and there's literally smoke coming out of the engine. Like, the engine doesn't cool down. The engine, there's just smoke coming out of the engine while you're driving. The thing sounds like it's about to explode and it would die. You got about 5 minutes, right? You got about 5 minutes before the engine heats up and then it dies on you. And when it does die on you, you have to sit there. And you sit there for 30 minutes until it cools down, and then you get another 5 minutes. And we had to drive it all the way down the highway, right? So what we ended up doing, right, after a couple of breakdowns, is we ended up just driving on the side of the road. Like, you ever seen those bozos drive on the side of the road? Like, on the side of the highway, you know, where everybody, all the other cars are going 70 and the bozos are going like 40. That was like us. And I was in my truck. I was in my nice truck, my nice Nissan Titan, following my dad, who was transporting the GMC Sierra Big Red. And it would just keep dying, right? It would just keep dying, and then we would have to stop for 30 minutes. It took us 3 hours. For normally would be a 17-minute drive, it took us 3 hours. It was terrible. A lot of stopping, a lot of just like cruising on my phone and park on the side of the highway next to a GMC Sierra. Nobody ever pulled over and checked to see what was up. I was kind of surprised. It was during Labor Day weekend, by the way, or no, Memorial Day. It was during Memorial Day weekend. Like I said, the Saturday, no, it was Sunday, right? No, it was Monday. What am I doing? Monday was Memorial Day weekend, right? So, or Memorial Day. So Saturday was the start of Memorial Day weekend. All kinds of traffic. Not a single person ever did come over to see what was up or what, if we were okay or anything. I thought that was weird, but overall, to be honest with you, it was probably for the best, because why would we talk to random strangers about the engine literally about to blow up? Smoke's coming out of the truck, man. I don't think anybody wanted to come over for their own safety, but they just kept moving, right? And that just kept happening. And then basically, eventually, we got to our location that we wanted to go to. We dropped off the truck, and then we had to go to an alumni banquet. But before that, actually, I had to get a haircut, because I haven't got a haircut in over a week, and graduation was Sunday. So I actually did that first. And then I had to go to alumni banquet. At the alumni banquet, it's basically like a high school reunion for all the classes. And they just string us along because I have no idea why. Nobody cared about us. Literally nobody cared about us. Like the people who, the alumni banquet was required, by the way. You had to go to the alumni banquet in order to graduate. And the people who said what the alumni banquet was going to be about, they're like, you're going to be the guest of honor. You are going to be the absolute guest of honor at the alumni banquet. And I'm sitting here like, what? Because once when I got there, right, not a single person cared. There was the class of 1976. I think 50 years. Yeah, the class of 50 years. The class of 100 years. There was a 100-year-old there. That was honestly kind of impressive to see. And I believe the class of 2001, 25 years. Not a single one of those people really cared about us. I mean, like, we walked in, right, and we graduated and stuff, but nobody cared. Not a single person cared. It was more of like a high school reunion for them. They gave speeches. You know what their speeches were about? Literally nothing. Like, their speeches were about their high school experience, and at the end they made the like obligatory, oh, thank you, or good luck class of 2026, congratulations on graduating, and I just imagine the great life ahead of you. Like, for a whole hour and 30 minutes, it was just basically we're there. It's like we're technically the main event, but nobody cares about us. It was the weirdest thing ever. And then Sunday was the big day, man. Sunday was the day I graduated, and I went through my ceremony. I went there, I grabbed the honors, or I grabbed the diploma. I graduated with honors and technical honors. I graduated. I felt great, you know. I donned my cap and gown. We got a bunch of cool pictures. I may post those one day. I may post those on my YouTube channel being like, I graduated, fool. I actually probably will. I probably will post those pictures, because those are cool pictures. When I graduated, it's actually, yeah, it's been over a week now. I'm now a high school graduate for over a week. I got my diploma, and the whole ceremony was about 2 hours. I didn't really have anything because I wasn't valedictorian or salutatorian. I wasn't holding any important offices in school, so I didn't really say anything. I just walked across the stage for about 20 seconds, got my diploma, and then sat back down. They did announce me for honors. They're like, you know what, Alex, he got the honors diploma, and then they also said, Alex, he also has summa cum laude over a 4.0 GPA. So there was those two cool things. And then I graduated, and then I went to my grandparents' house. We celebrated, and then we just moved on, really. And then Monday, I was free. No more school things. Graduation was the last thing that you had to do with the school, with your class. There's no more things. You don't do anything with school anymore. School is over. Like, that was the last, I guess, public school thing you have to do. People either go on to the workforce. For me, I'm going to college, so I'm basically on another summer break. But some people, it sucks to be them, but they don't get a summer break. They're probably off working right now. They're probably, well, they probably took this week off, but they're probably going to start working this week because now it's June. Start of the whole week, they probably want to start getting their job experience if they're going straight into the workforce. There's a few of us going to the workforce. I know most of us are going to college because most of us are high achievers academically and they want to continue their education, not hurting on the trades or anything after high school graduation. Just most of our class was going towards the big stuff, the big, beautiful graduation day, moving on to college. So Monday was actually, no, I did something for Monday. I don't remember what I did. Monday, I might have just relaxed. I know I had to get my allergy shot. I had to get my allergy shot, but I think that might have been it. Tuesday, I went to schedule my wisdom teeth to get removed because it's just time, right? I don't really want to deal with my wisdom teeth until I'm in college. Like, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to just get rid of everything I can before college because I don't have my wisdom teeth out yet. They don't hurt, but at the same exact time, like, you gotta do something, right? Like, my wisdom teeth don't hurt, but at the same exact time, they will hurt eventually, and let's not have it during college. Let's try to have college stress-free as possible. Let's try to mitigate as much damage as we can. So I did that. Scheduled my wisdom teeth removal. And then Wednesday, I went to my great-grandma's house to celebrate graduation. Talked to her for about, I don't know, an hour or so. And then we went. And Thursday was actually a free day. Friday was a free day. Or Friday wasn't a free day. Friday I had to get ready for my graduation party. And then Saturday I had my graduation party. That was fun. I'm going to talk about my graduation party in more detail because I just had it. And I've been talking for a while about everything. But I will definitely talk about it in more detail. But I really did enjoy the graduation party. I'll say more about it later. But yeah, yesterday I had my graduation party. And then today was another free day, I guess. Yeah, no, there was nothing on my schedule today. Just relaxing from after the graduation party. And now, like, that was basically all my main events. I had my wisdom teeth removed, I think, some point in here. I think it was like 24th or something. I have no idea. My wisdom teeth get removed at some point. And then I also go to Florida, I believe the 12th. We leave for Florida on the 12th for vacation. But and we're there for a week. But other than that, like, my whole June is free as far as I know. So we should be able to start streaming again because, like I said, like, you probably wondered, like, I was keeping up great, right? Like, let's see here, I started streaming like what, every single day from like the 5th onward or something. So I started streaming a lot and then I stopped because I had to get my ducks in a row. Like, for technically the first day was the 24th. I had to get all my graduation info and all my scholarships and everything I wanted to be announced during awards day to my guidance counselor before April the 24th, so then she could make it ready for awards day. So that was technically the first time I had to get my ducks in a row. It was just honestly a lot of stuff, a lot of just finishers to make sure everything's okay, make sure I can graduate, because this was an important time, right? You want to make sure I graduate. I want to make sure that everything's all good. I want to make sure everything's perfect for when I do have all my free time. I can actually spend it knowing I did everything correctly and maximized my full potential. So I just was spending my couple of last weeks in April and my whole month in May just making sure everything's okay for college and beyond. Make sure everything's okay when we backtrack for high school. Just make sure everything's all right. But yeah, if we look like the 8th, like one, hold on, let me make sure I can, my whole rotation. Yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like, there was 7 main days in May that, like, I couldn't do anything else. And then, like, meanwhile, this whole week was backed up because I had to make sure I got all my credits to graduate, make sure everything else is good. It was a lot. It was a lot. And I am, like, I'm not sorry. To be honest with you, I'm not sorry that I didn't stream because, you know, I come first, right? Like, this is me. I'm King Alex Gilbert. King Alex Gilbert comes first before you guys. But I know it's like everybody, like it's not like I'm preaching to the choir, right? Like you guys all understood. Like it's not like everybody was like, please get on streaming, man. Your life can't be this busy. Like everybody completely understood, so I'm preaching to the choir here, but that was just my main reasons on why I took so long for graduation. And why I took so long for streaming in general. And now I am a high school graduate, which is kind of crazy about all the discussions I've been having before I was a high school graduate. Like I never thought, like people were actually listening to me and I wasn't even a high school graduate yet. Like I was having these deep discussions. People were like, oh man, I never thought about it that way, Alex. And meanwhile, I had like no experience whatsoever. I wasn't even a high school graduate. In fact, back when I was streaming, I wasn't even a high school senior yet when I first started streaming. So that's kind of crazy. But yeah, starting, I go to college August 24th. August 24th, that's when I'm a college student. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm planning like maybe this time. We might just be on this time, honestly, for streaming every single weekday or almost every single weekday. I'm going to try to get the old story schedule back. The one thing I heavily regret, right, is I started July, what did I start streaming like July 15th or something of last year? And then I had to go back to school like August the 4th or something insane like that. Or I think it was August the 5th. I heavily regretted not starting sooner. And now I get to start sooner. I'm going to start in June. I'm going to see if I pick up any Steam. The 100 viewer rule still applies. Like if I get to 100 viewers, I'm going to like actually try to pursue this. If I get to 100 viewers, I will try to pursue this more professionally. Like 100 live concurrent viewers. The highest ever concurrent viewers I ever gotten on a stream was 94 live concurrent viewers. If I get to 100, I will try to pursue this more professionally, because right now it's kind of casual. I just do whatever I want to. I speak about whatever I want to say. I mean, as you can see, I mean, honestly, I've been getting way better, right? I've been getting way better at everything. But for the most part, like the camera angle's better, the streaming quality is probably better, but also at the same exact time, I mean, it could be more professional. So we'll see, like in probably 3 months, honestly. In 3 months, can I get 100 live concurrent viewers? I don't know. I got to 94 once playing this exact game. Siege of Orgrimmar comes out soon. I don't know if that's actually going to bring any viewers or not. We'll see. And we'll just see if I get, I guess, famous. I mean, that's my definition of famous, like 3 digits. 3 digits of people, in my opinion, that's pretty famous. And we'll see how it goes. Get a bunch of VODs, get a bunch of people enjoying, people having fun, and we'll see how it goes. I'm excited to see what road this takes me. And basically, this is the question I always had in the back of my mind. I always thought to myself, what if I started earlier? Because remember, I hit my biggest stride, 94 live concurrent viewers, when I needed to fix my sleep schedule. I needed to go to school. Like I was right there, and then I just never capitalized off it. I lost almost all my viewer share, and now we're coming back at it, and hopefully we win, and hopefully it's enjoyable. Also, I think that's about it, honestly. Like, that's about everything I wanted to speak on for today. Like, I know it's a lot of information. I'm probably going to reiterate all this information once again. Like, I'm always just going to keep reiterating this information, because it's a lot, man. Like, the month of May, like I said, one of the most eventful months of my life. Like, high school graduation, you only get one of those. You only graduate high school once. It's going to be crazy looking back on all these years and seeing where my career jump starts to.
Forward and die by my hand.
and see what happens now. And now I have that high school graduate title. You know what I mean? Like now I'm officially a high school graduate. Let's put those credentials to use, man. You know what I mean? Let's put those credentials to use. Let's see. I just realized, is this a celestial dungeon or a heroic dungeon? Oh my god, I'm doing just a heroic dungeon. I haven't even doing a celestial dungeon. That's why it took so long. I thought this was a whole celestial dungeon, but I was being the biggest doofus of my life. That's why it's taking so long. Celestial dungeons are way faster. But yeah, like that's really all I wanted to talk about. Like my plan is to have this stream be about 2 hours long. Right now we're at the hour 45-minute window, so I talked about everything I wanted to talk about. My plan is to do probably 4-hour streams soon again. When I was streaming around this time almost a year ago, I was doing about 3-hour, 4-hour streams. Those seem to be the sweet spot. I'm probably gonna do those again. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how the road fares. And we'll adapt as we go on. We'll get better with time. I'll get better with time. And we'll try to make something like truly beautiful out of this, man. Truly beautiful out of this creation. That's this channel, this YouTube. Let's see if we can make some memories. Maybe even make some of that dough, man. Because, like, what do you think about it, right? Like, I had 94 live concurrent viewers. If I had all 94 of those people subscribe to me, I'd be so close to my monetization milestone. So, like, I think it is possible. I mean, really, I am excited that I did get 94 live concurrent viewers and 65 live concurrent viewers. Let's not forget about that. Because I had those for a while. Also, we're not going to be able to kill this guy. Holy crap, we're going to wipe. Because that showed me that this stuff is possible. There is a market for it. How about that? You know what I also need to do? I also need to do the short form streaming. I need to like pick the short form button. So then people can see the dual stream layout. Let's see your stream settings. Yeah, but you can't dual stream, I guess, while you're live. I don't know, like, if dual streaming helps or not. I'm not. See. How the heck did we wipe? Oh yeah, Red abandoned me as well. Dude, I have so much to talk about. I'll save that for another stream though. Yeah, I think 2 hours is the sweet spot. And I need to ease into it as well. Because like I said, streaming is a discipline. Streaming is a repetition creates definition type stuff. Like forming more coherent thoughts and forming faster thoughts with more getting into the flow state type activities will come better in time. I'll say less likes, ums, and uhs. More of a coherent picture and more coherent story narrative. And I'll just keep getting better. Because I used to do this every single day, right? So it's going to take a while to get all that back. You know, it's kind of like going... You know how if you take a break from the gym, right? You take like a 2-week break from the gym. Everything's harder. But then it slowly comes back, you know? It comes back faster. And then that's how it goes and that's how it is. Bum, 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 bum. But yeah, I guess what we're probably going to do is kill this heroic dungeon and then I don't know, see what to do from there. Yeah, we're going to, I guess, yeah, we're going to try to kill the heroic dungeon. I don't know if we're going to be, oh, we have a tank now? What the heck? Where the heck do we get a tank from? I can't believe I did a whole heroic dungeon. I want to do celestial because nobody does heroic dungeons for this exact reason, because you don't get anything for doing a heroic dungeon except a little bit more valor. Like, I guarantee you the celestial queue times are way faster. Like, I would have noticed if I wasn't streaming. Like, if I wasn't streaming, I'd be like, hold on, this seems odd. Like, where's my celestial buffs? But now I'm so far into it, there's no reason to leave. I mean, I might as well just kill Terran Zoo. Now there's a tank, so I mean, honestly, this is gonna be extremely quick. And that's why it took so long. It took 30 minutes. I was wondering, I thought it's because, you know, it is 12:30 at night, my time. So I just assumed, oh, because that's also server time. It's 12:30 at night server time as well. So I just assumed, oh, okay. It just must be late for everybody at this time. No. Nope. Not at all. What the heck? Get me back in my circle. Man, I am like doing fine on the hatred though. I'm not getting hit at all. Okay, of course now they say that we're getting hated. Yep. What's this dude want? They want the achievement? You can't kill Terran Zoo when you're corrupted with hate though. I'm not doing that. I'm in it to kill. I'm not in for an achievement. I guess, do you get an achievement now? Like, get these brother, this guy stinks. He showed me around. Yeah, chance to hit reduced by 90%. Healing done reduced by 90%. Physical damage increased by 20%. You're not killing the boss like that, bro. Like, meditate. Like, I didn't realize there was gonna be an achievement run for a pug. Like, somebody has to, like, actually hit the boss. Especially if no way, oh god. There's so many things wrong with this group that I don't approve of whatsoever. Like, we need to hit the boss, you know what I mean? Like, we need all this stuff. You can't just sit at 100% rage. Like, I'll get in at the end, right? Like, if it's like 1% health left and like everybody else has the rage up. But I'm not gonna, like, you know, like, this is stupid, you know what I mean? Like, 90% hit chance reduced. That's crazy. Especially when it just throws you around. I don't know. I don't know if he dies at 1% or 0%. I'm not entirely sure. But like, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many of these ads. Like, you know what I mean? It's stupid.
Feed me your hatred.
Did he die at like 20%? What the crap did he die at? Like, I don't know why we're doing this achievement, man. Like, I feel like it would unironically be easier doing a celestial dungeon. Because in a celestial dungeon, you get like at least increased intellect and increased stamina. Oh man. I don't want to keep dying at this one heroic dungeon, bro. Like, I am the highest damage dealer by far. And it's because I have full celestial gear, which isn't even that hard to get, mind you. But I mean, it's in a heroic dungeon, so I can't expect people to. Are we actually gonna kill this guy? Like, let's just put dots. I think we're actually gonna try to kill this dude, which is commendable. I cancel meditation. Wonder if I see, like, I can't do any damage as Arcane Mage. Like, I'm so useless to my teammates. Yeah, well, every party member is at maximum hatred. Does that even work if a dude's dead though? Because like, if a dude's dead, like, is everybody at maximum hatred? I'm not even sure that's how that works. But who knows? I would know if like this dude would ever die. I also don't know how he gets 1600 valor, because I already have over 1600 valor. So I don't know like when you get the achievement. Like, I don't know if the achievement starts counting down now. Like, maybe. Where is it? No, dang it, no. Who? Celestial blessings. No, that's not one. Is there like a part 5 to this quest chain? Oh, if you're meditating, you don't get pulled? Oh, that's so nice. Oh, a test of valor. Oh, there it is. It's an achievement. Oh, okay. Oh, that's kind of dumb. Okay, so we have 50 out of the 1600. This is the longest ever corrupted Terran Zoo fight ever. When does he die? Okay, here, I'll get full corruption for you. Okay, we'll see how long it takes. I think it's gonna take forever, to be honest with you. Because, like, the chance to hit it reduced by 90%, like, we're never gonna hit it, man. Hunter. Do we have a hunter in the group? Oh my god. Ah! No, I have ice block too, if I could just stay here and ice block. Yeah, like, look at that. None of these are hitting. You know, it's probably better to, like, spam this, right? Spam my die until it connects. We didn't even get the achievement. Dude, we did all that work for nothing. Oh, I know. Some people got the achievement. Wait, no. Why did they say nice then? Bro, it wasn't nice. We didn't get the achievement.
Of hatred has fled my body, and the monastery as well. I must thank you, strangers. The Shadowpan are in your debt. Now, there is much work to be done.
Whew, what a waste of time. What a wholesome group, though. I didn't realize we were going for the extremely hard achievement, though, as a pug. That was a bad idea, but I do commend the action. It is nice to see interaction and stuff. I guess now it's time to leave. Yeah, I think, like, I don't know. I don't know how that happened. I don't know why it was on Celestial. Celestial is where it's at. Like, I blundered so hard going to heroic dungeons instead. Like, just wondering. Hold on, let me see what the Celestial queue time is. Yeah, even at 12, even at midnight server time, it's still only about a 7-minute wait time. So there you go. There you have it. I mean, let me leave queue. Yeah. So I guess I don't think I'm gonna grind this off. Wait, what? Oh, there we go. Okay, it doesn't update. You have to click off. We're at 265 out of 1600. Right? Yeah, okay, it's not 16,000. I was really hoping it was 16,000. I thought I saw that. So yeah, what we'll do is we'll just grind a bunch of Celestials. Celestials are probably the fastest way to get Valor points. We'll just do a bunch of that, honestly. I guess, actually, I don't need to go anywhere, do I? Yeah, because I'm not doing any reputation, I think. Yeah, we're not doing any weird reputation. We're not doing any experience, so we don't have to get rested experience, so we don't have to go anywhere. I can just log out whenever. So we'll do this one quest, and then I think this takes us all the way back to the Heart of Fear place. So we'll do that, and that'll probably get us to the 2-hour mark. And tomorrow, if I do stream tomorrow, I don't know when I'm actually going to stream, okay? At some point, I don't know if I'm going to stream at night or in the morning. We'll just see how it goes. But at some point, we will do a bunch of Celestial dungeons. Hopefully, I do have the time to stream tomorrow. I mean, I am liking the old... I like the nighttime streaming schedule because nobody's here to bother me, right? The best part about streaming at night is there's nobody around. Like, not anybody going to come in and barge in while I'm streaming, or anybody have to like call, or anybody have to talk to. That I really enjoy. This way I can just sit down and focus on the game and streaming. Just focus on the game and streaming, and that's it. Compared to, well, in the morning I might have people text me, I might have to do something, I might have to go to the bathroom. I mean, I don't know, I might have to do all this random stuff. So this is what I prefer. And yeah, we'll fly all the way back, and then I guess just call it a W stream. Hopefully maybe one day Diablo King can come back. That'd be so chill if Diablo King comes back to the stream. I do I'm kind of sad that I missed him. I wasn't expecting somebody just to join in instantly, right? I wasn't expecting somebody to just join in like that. They normally take a while before they join in, but I guess it got pushed to the algorithm or something. Or maybe Diablo King subscribed to me and I just ignored him. Who knows? Who knows? All right, I guess we'll do my outro and call it I guess night. I mean, yeah, it still is night. Technically, we stream into this morning, you know. This is a stream that goes from 11 to 12 or 11 to 1. There we go. Crap. Wow. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. But yeah, anyway, we'll pick up. Actually, I don't even know where the crap we're supposed to be doing. There's still some more Claxy quests as far as I know. I know I don't have all the Claxy. Hold on. I want to check that before I leave. Awaken, scare the bloodstare in the cave. Yeah, I gotta go all the way over there. Okay, I'm gonna actually go that questing area so I don't forget, because that's actually off the map. One second, I'm gonna fly over there and then I'm gonna end the stream. We'll see how this new thumbnail works too. I don't know how well it looks. Actually, if I go to my channel, how's it look from my channel? I want to see how it looks from the channel. Yeah, it looks pretty fine. I like it. It sticks out. Because like my old, I feel like my old is kind of bad. I don't know. There's a lot going on my old thumbnails. My new thumbnails, man, I can make it probably bigger though. I can make the text bigger. I like how the lives are up there. That should help for when people are clicking them off for VODs. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Yeah, then when we pick up, we'll finish these Claxy quests and then keep doing the Black Prince storyline. All right. Start the log out. Let me make myself big. That's the wrong game. There we go. This thing. There we go. My allergies are killing me, by the way. I have what do you call them? Seasonal allergies. I have pollen allergies, hay fever, and it causes my eyes to go crazy. So like, if you notice me blinking a bunch, that was because of my allergies. It's not because of anything else, man. Don't make any weird hypothesis. I need to do more allergy eye drops. Flonase, Singular, Zyrtec. I'm on it all, man. Can't seem to get any help. Benadryl, Allegra, on them all, man. But anyway, thank each and every one of you for watching the stream. Whether you watched for 5 seconds or the whole stream, man, because you took a risk coming to my channel, and hopefully you liked it. Hopefully you commented and subscribed, because truly, hopefully I can start streaming every single day now that I'm a high school graduate. My whole activities and everything's cleared off my plate. I don't have school. It's just the game, World of Warcraft, and streaming. I am kind of excited about that. I hope you're excited too to watch me on this journey. Thank you for sticking, because you do what you coming to the stream gives what I do have purpose, because truly without you guys, I'm just speaking to the void. I'm speaking to my microphone, and honestly it makes me look like a weirdo, and I'd rather not be a weirdo. I don't think anybody wants to be a weirdo. I think everybody wants to be normal, and this makes me look cool and in the know and in the swag and have an influence and following and entertaining people. And anyway, this is a really long intro. I'm King Alex Gilbert. I hope you have an amazing day, amazing century, amazing lifetime, amazing decade, amazing everything, amazing week, an amazing lifetime, an amazing day, whatever, man. I hope you just have a fantastic life. Hope you have an amazing life. Like, comment, subscribe for more. See you all hopefully tomorrow. Catch you on the flip side. Stay cool. I'll stay strong.